In Kenya, the Mau Forest is the ancestral home of an indigenous community called the Ogiek. They're a hunter-gatherer community who've maintained their unique language and social norms for centuries. They've largely depended on the Mau Forest as a source of their livelihood. But those norms have been threatened in recent years as they battle eviction from their forest. CGTN's Wilkerson Yabo reports.
The morning chill still lingers in the air when two men make their way into a forest in Kenya's Rift Valley region. With well-worn tools, one of them begins to make a fire the traditional way. And with a bowl of smoke, he scales a tree to an old beehive, suits the bees, and harvests honey. These are the old ways of the Ogiek community. This forest is home to the Ogiek community. It is a place where they can come to practice their cultures and traditions. However, this space is shrinking in a manner that is likely to impact both their memories of the past as well as their plans for the future. The Ogiek are an indigenous Kenyan community. This group lives around Kenya's Mau Forest, the country's largest water tower. They describe themselves as hunters and gatherers and traditional protectors of the forest.
We have always lived on the honey we collect, gathered wild fruit and hunted wild animals.
But life has changed greatly in recent years. The Ogiek claim that the British colonialists divided up the forest land that was the Ogiek's home, a practice that continued even after independence. In 2009, the Kenya Forestry Service ordered the eviction of the Ogiek community from the Mau Forest, claiming they were destroying it. For decades, they've lived on the fringes of the forests they once inhabited.
There are traditions that we used to do that we don't do anymore because we used to do them in the forest.
So in 2009, they moved to court in a bid to regain their ancestral land. 8 years later, the African Court on Human and People's Rights ruled in the Ogiek's favor. The court said the Kenyan authorities should not have expelled the Ogieks from their ancestral land. The court later ordered Kenya to compensate the Ogiek and to grant them a collective land title. We arrived just days after the National Land Commission visited to chart the way forward. Nothing was decided yet, but 7 years after the initial ruling, this was a step forward.
The government has been saying that the Ogiek people deserve to get the land, but they've continued giving the land to other people.
There aren't exact records detailing just how many Ogiek remain today. In eastern Mau alone, about 80,000 Ogiek people are formally registered. Their wish is to have a place where they can speak their native tongue, perform their rites, and to hunt and gather, just like their forefathers.
We are fighting to get our land so that our children can get an education, become leaders, and our community can stand out.
Home to them is where the bees buzz and the birds chirp, and sacred rites are carried out in peaceful, private spaces.
Our intention is to ensure our language, culture and traditions aren't lost, so that when we aren't there, our community will remain with our children.
One day, when the land question is resolved, home is where the Ogieks hope to return. Wilkerson Yabo, CGTN.